everyone. The question is, on the real line R, that means real number line, we define two functions f and g as follows. Fx is equal to minimum of, if you see carefully, this is greatest integer function of x, so x minus gent of x is fractional part of x, and this essentially is 1 minus fractional part of x. So fx is minimum of fractional part of x, 1 minus fractional part of x, and g of x is maximum of fractional part of x, 1 minus fractional part of x. The positive integer n, for which integral 0 to n g of x minus f of x times g of x minus f of x integrated from 0 to n with respect to x is equal to 100 is. So we have to find the positive integer n for which this holds. Now here let's first plot both f of both fractional part of x and 1 minus fractional part of x, and hence f of x and g of x. Yeah, if you see carefully, rather this can be shifted a bit down. So here let's say this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Yeah, and so this is fractional part of x. Yeah, similarly you can say this is fractional part of x, this is fractional part of x, this is fractional part of x, and if you see carefully, this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, you may say. Yeah, like this, like this, like this, like this. Yeah. And what about 1 minus fractional part of x? It is essentially this. Yeah. Yeah. So here clearly you can see that they intersect each other at half, 3 by 2, 5 by 2, 7 by 2, so on and so forth, right? And if you were to talk about f of x would be minimum of these two. So f of x essentially would be this. This is what f of x is. Yeah. And what about g of x? G of x is maximum of fractional part of x and 1 minus fractional part of x. So it is essentially this. It is essentially this. Now integral g of x minus f of x. Yeah, you can clearly see here, if you see carefully, integral g of x minus f of x. So integral g of x 0 to half is this area, and integral f of x from 0 to half is this area. So their difference is this. Similarly, integral half to 1 g of x dx is essentially this area of trapezium, and integral integral half to 1 fx dx is essentially this area of this triangle, if you are able to see my cursor here. Yeah, so essentially again area, difference integrals gx minus fx dx half to 1 is essentially this area. Similarly this area, so you can clearly see there is repetition. Overall you may say the area, or rather the value of integrals gx minus fx dx from 0 to half is same as that it has from half to 1, is same as that it has from 1 to 3 by 2, so on and so forth. Yeah, so you can say that this integral is essentially 2n times integral 0 to half gx minus fx dx, because there is same value that you are getting in every interval of half as such. 0 to half, half to 1, so on and so forth. So this essentially is what? This essentially is this area, where you can say the base is 1 and the height is half. So area of this triangle will be what? It will be half into base into height. So what you get essentially is n by 2. So that means n by 2 is 100. That means n is what? 200. C is the answer. Thanks for listening.